a presentation within the 24 hours prior to the start of today's meeting, please check the computer located at the podium to ensure your file is properly loaded. When the floor opens, a voice operator will prompt you to unmute your microphone by pressing *6. Once unmuted, you may begin speaking. After you finish sharing,
Please take your seats. The meeting is about to begin. Remember to
888-475-4499 and enter the webinar ID, which is 8505-9923-037.
Works Department on the improvements that have been made, so we can withdraw that item as well. And Tom, Kuratore, what item number was that?
Okay, that is, I believe,
Their customers don't have places to park, and in other areas of the city. It's been brought to my attention that then you have private property owners that might have lots that they might want to make them available to
the planning board.
Okay, when we look at section 2, the proposed temporary parking lot shall only be permitted on a lot that has been vacant prior to July 1st, 2025. And I want to make sure subsequent, right?
What you're trying to prevent is people going around knocking down buildings.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Now, Tom, in other areas, we already allow for temporary parking lots. Is that correct?
The temporary parking lots are, LAC owns a vacant site to the north of them.
Yeah.
That would, this would apply to that.
Okay, so that's a space that we could collectively.
Correct.
Seeing none, is there a motion on the item?
I'll move it.
And I'll second the item. Tom?
Just two quick clarifications, Mr. Chair. In addition to the 5 years, there's also a provision for an extension, and that would merit a plan, evaluation, and appraisal report.
All right, Tom, if you want to go ahead and.
Sure, I'll be very brief, Mr. Chair. As the committee may be aware, the city is required to update its comprehensive plan and
To the public wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we're going to move on to item number 4. We can show that item adopted by acclamation.
Okay.
I'm sorry? Productive ways to get rid of the double parking that we see all over the place, whether it's deliveries in.
Anything that goes onto private property. However, what we can focus on is the current loading zones, both freight, commercial, alleyway, that we have throughout the city. Some policies that we can implement to a 100 block. Hey, your block has these rules. Make sure that the delivery companies that are delivering to your location follow these rules. We are going to work with the city attorney's office. These are more of a color-coded curb that will say Purple means freight loading, yellow means taxi, blue, obviously accessible parking, green motorcycle, red fire lane, and use them, we have seen an incredible decrease in double parking in these areas.
And the other thing that you're doing with those curbs is that you can't, the app won't accept payment.
They're going to have to sign a letter of attestation that is going to say every one of our delivery drivers that is going to deliver on Miami Beach will watch this video. And every one of those drivers that watch the video are going to have then say, you have signed this letter of attestation, please show us all your driver acknowledgement forms. And now we have something to go, why are we still getting these violations? So we want to create an education. Yes and no. So right now, the way that we have our right-of-way permits, we do attempt to get the driver's signature. There are certain times that we have driveway. So for example, we should be able to get that in about 80% of the situations where we are writing a right-of-way violation.
So when will this be ready to go?
So I did just public, any delivery company, any delivery driver can go on and watch this freely.
Okay, this all sounds good to me.
Sounds great. I love the color coordination. I think it stands out. I think great steps, and thank you, Commissioner Bond, for leading on this effort. Because I do think it will most importantly help ease the traffic that we a lot of times.
Whenever we are meeting with some of these companies that have rather large right-of-way violations and they're coming to us to look for relief, or they're coming to us to discuss the scenario and say, well, actually this one's empty 75% of the time, and whereas we look at one that's maybe full 80% of the time, and we know we need to probably create another one in that area. And so we are actively working.
Come back and hear that resolution as well. There are places where there are double parked trucks where there
Could back into this really tight zone, but that delays me 5 minutes on this route. And if I do that 20 times during my route, I'm now delayed over an hour and I want to get home. Sometimes it will be right-of-way violations and longer conversations about that. And so while we may not be able to put a freight loading zone in every area,
would be very welcomed by a lot of residents, and I think they should know that's what's going on now that the app is broken.
absolutely, when there is in the visitors and the residents to be able to easily identifiable what they can and can't do based on something that is easily, readily available.
Great. And I'd love to see you come back, maybe in the beginning of this.
Haven't met you yet, but I was one of the founding members of the Art Deco Neighborhood Association and very involved with quality of life issues. And one of them is trucks and parking street. And what they say to me is, well, I can park wherever I want. These guys know this is a never-ending challenge to get the ones that know, the ones that are educated. And just one suggestion I'd like to
They call police and ask police to do enforcement.
So we actually
Because doesn't that carry a greater weight?
So
Hard time, they don't want to move the vehicle, usually when it's more than just getting a citation, or if they know it's a repeat offender, somebody they've dealt with numerous times. And then we do regular parking citations. When we get called over, we also do the same thing. So they're doing it and we're also doing it at the same time. We actually have multiple details that do that.